Hello my friends, welcome to my new channel, Clarity in the Chaos, formerly known as Keto in the Chaos. My name is Tammy, I'm a 50-year-old mother of 9, and on this channel I'm going to be talking about first and foremost my struggles with weight loss and weight gain, mental health struggles, perimenopause struggles, and also menopause struggles as we go down this road, and other things that probably affect the 50+ women crowd. So if that sounds like your jam, don't forget to like and subscribe and join me on this new journey of finding clarity.
Follow me from the past into the future. Let's be in the present. I don't want to sweat it. I just want to start all over. Just want to start all over.
All right, everybody, long time no see. I know that you're probably wondering what on earth has happened to me. I have been reading all of your comments in this last year. It has been over 1 year since I recorded and posted my last video. The last time I saw you, I was talking about my son who just got a call to go on a mission to Ecuador for 2 years. And I was just coming out of a summer of yet another failed weight loss cut, that things were just not working. And I just had so many feelings of overwhelm, and I just kind of shut down and I didn't want to do anything. I kind of wanted to hide from YouTube because I felt like a failure. I kept coming back on here for like years. At this point, it had been years where I have not lost any weight. In fact, I hadn't been able to lose any weight really since I had my skin removal surgery back in July of 2021. And last summer, it just kind of felt like it was kind of a waste of time for me to be talking to you because I just didn't even know what to say anymore. I was so frustrated with my body not cooperating and with keto not working and all the things I had done before all of a sudden seeming to be failing and me fighting myself at every turn. And I just got to the point where I just couldn't take any more negative comments. I have to admit, part of the reason I left was the people that came on and called me hopeless. That word really cut my gut right open. I don't know what it was. I mean, if it was you single-handedly took me down. Like, I don't know what it was about that word, but it literally made me feel as if I had no reason to be here. I had no right to be in this space anymore. I had nothing to offer. I had nothing to share. And I just kind of I just lost all of my gusto and love for it. I didn't know what to say anymore. But it's been a long year, and I have to say, like, it hasn't been so great in the weight loss category. In fact, I have had a significant weight gain, and so I decided that I wanted to come on and talk about that, of course. I've been really struggling with a lot of things that I couldn't really share on here. Like, if I could tell you the details of the things that have happened to me this year, you would react the way that people do in real life when I tell them. Utter flabbergasted shock. I mean, I still can't even believe it myself, but here we are. So I guess what I would like to start with on this video is just kind of say, hey, I'm back. I'm intending to stay back. If I get a lot of negative feedback from these videos, I'll probably just shut off comments for a while until I feel like I've got things well in hand. Maybe I won't get things well in hand, but I also really, really miss my community on YouTube, and I miss you guys. Like, so many of you have reached out to me, and it's meant so much to know that there's people still thinking about me, and you haven't just gone, oh, she's gone. People have sought me out on Facebook, have made sure to stay connected, and I appreciate that so much because I was feeling pretty awful. A few years ago, I was diagnosed with ADHD, and that was the beginning of the end on this channel. As soon as I started talking about my ADHD being possibly the source of my weight gain, people did not want to hear it. People were mad. A lot of people, when they come on YouTube, are looking for quick fix, right? They're looking for somebody who has that magic thing that's going to fix them and make all their troubles go away. And when they see someone be really successful, they get excited, and it's very interesting, right? To watch people lose 200 pounds. That's what happened to me. I lost 200 pounds. It was insane. But here's the thing, guys. Life is really, really long, and it's full of all kinds of hills and valleys and things that you have to deal with that are not easy. And my ADHD diagnosis was pivotal for me understanding why I even got fat in the first place. And when I tried to talk about that, people reacted extremely negatively. And that really hurt me right to the core, because I was so excited because I finally had what I thought was the answer, right? The answer of why it's hard. And people did not want to hear it. So I'm here to tell you, I'm going to talk about those things a lot because I was right. Those things are the reason that I got fat to begin with, combined with a lot of other things. But at the root cause of it, ADHD definitely is one of the number one reasons why I struggle with weight gain. And I can go into that a little bit more. Maybe I will in another video, but probably not this one. I just want to let you guys know, preface that I will be talking about my ADHD struggles. I have been medicated now for what? I don't even know how many years it's been. 2 years, I guess. And it took about 10 months for me to find my correct dosage of ADHD medication. And I'll tell you what, it's brought me so much clarity, right? And that's what I want this new channel to be about, is just finding the things that help you navigate life, help you cut through all the chaos and the fog, and find your path, the one that makes you feel fulfilled. I have felt fulfilled by so many things in my life. The reason I have 9 children is because that was fulfilling to me in that stage of my life. Now at 50, it's killing me, Smalls. I don't know what I was thinking. When I was young and unmedicated, having babies and that love bomb of a little squishy newborn was highly fulfilling. And so through the years, I've actually changed into a different human being probably every decade. And guess what? I have been on YouTube now since 2017. I think it was August, actually, of 2017. So that's 8 years now, almost a full decade. And I changed a lot at the beginning of my journey. And I have changed a lot in the past 2 years. I don't have a very intact long-term memory, which is another ADHD thing. I do have a sufficient working memory, and it has been greatly improved by taking medication. But my long-term memory is crap. And that's part of the reason why I started making videos to begin with, because I have lost so much of my kids' childhood because I don't have any frame of reference to go back and look at that and think, oh wow, what a great time in life that was. And so instead, I just think about how hard it is right now, and it like folds over onto all of the other times of my life, which is crazy. And that has to do with weight loss. So this past 8 months of 2025 has been terrible. Firstly, my son went on his 2-year mission in January, and that was amazing. That is amazing. He is doing amazing, amazing things. He loves the people of Ecuador. And yeah, it's really, really hard for him. But he is having such cool experiences sharing the gospel. And through being able to talk to him once a week, it has really like buoyed my spirit, lifted me, reminded me of what's really important, and allowed me to just like let some things go and just enjoy this time of life with him. But also in January, someone came into my life that caused a lot of chaos, a lot of anxiety, a lot of disorder, and it was a terrible experience. Part of what makes me me is really, I'm very gullible. I'm very easily convinced of things. Since this time, since all of this has happened, I've actually been diagnosed autistic as well. I know some of you probably don't believe that that's real, because I'm very well spoken on the camera. I have a lot to say. I'm very good at speaking. I'm very communicative. I don't have problems looking people in the eye. I don't have the social deficits that are obvious to other people. I definitely have the ADHD, talking, running of the mouth, thus YouTube, my way of talking without bothering people. But that didn't explain the stimming behavior that I have of constantly needing to chew things in order to self-regulate, including eating food. And I'll tell you what, like, a person came into my life, gaslit me into believing that I was insane. I had to go through a lot of therapy to handle it. I wish I could go into detail, but she's probably going to watch this video. Let's just say the collateral damage could have been much worse. But thankfully, because I do have some clarity now, after these years of experience that I have had in my life, I was able to set boundaries, and I was able to extricate myself from this situation. I was not able to extricate everyone involved, just only myself and the people who live here currently. That's all I can say because she's probably going to watch this. I don't want to be like mean and hurt people's feelings, but this person, I would say this person caused more damage to my psyche and my gut than anyone that in my entire life. And she's probably going to laugh if she hears that and make me feel stupid because I've never met anybody that was better at making me feel so small than this person. Like, yeah, moving on. We don't care. We don't want to give her any more screen time. Suffice it to say, my anxiety level during January to April, the end of April, was so high. I tried another anxiety medication and had an allergic reaction to it, almost anaphylactic. I thought I was going to need to go to the hospital. No anxiety medicines have worked for me so far. Thankfully, the ADHD medicine does help to a degree, but my anxiety level was so bad that I was starting to worry, like, that I wouldn't be able to function at all as a human. And the only thing that seemed to help was food. And I'm literally like this, like weighing my physical health and my mental health on a scale and trying to decide what's more important. And also feeling absolutely panicked and utterly at failure at not being able to have the answer. And then I remembered I have felt like this before in my life. This is not the first time that I felt like it was impossible to lose weight, that why can other people do it but not me? This is not my first time I've regained weight. I have regained weight twice before this. I've lost significant weight and gained it back plus some. Now, before you panic at hearing me say that, I have not gained back over 200 pounds. Thank the Lord. But guess what? I'm well on my way to doing so, and I need to do something about it now. I have tried and tried and tried to get back on keto, and I just can't do it. Someone was describing this video that they saw the other day to me. They said basically like they were describing ADHD executive function. And I guess being able to start a diet or restarting this thing really is an executive function problem. I know what needs to be done. I have the tools to do so, and yet I feel powerless to accomplish this thing that should be so easy and has been so easy for me in the past. It makes no logical sense. But this person described this video as saying, like, if you want to understand what it's like to live with executive dysfunction, I'm going to stand you in front of a stove and I'm going to turn it on. And when it becomes red hot, I'm going to ask you to touch it. You can touch it. Go for it. It's so easy. Just reach out your hand, touch the burner. It's not that hard. It won't be that bad. You can do this. You've got this. Just do it. You have the tools. You know how to touch it. Just reach out and touch it. You can't? Why not? Why can't you? It's just right there. It's not that hard. It would take just seconds. Just do it. You can't do it because your brain tells you not to. Your brain stops you. As you go to touch the hot burner, your brain says no and pulls your hand back. And that's the only way I can describe it, is that my brain will not allow me to do stuff. Be it keto, be it do things when I'm having anxiety, be it getting my house in order, whatever the thing is that I just can't seem to accomplish that sounds so easy and I know how to do, my brain just goes, not today, Satan, and it won't let me do it. I just don't even have any words to explain how complicated and difficult this is. Even knowing exactly what it is, having all the tools to fix it, I still cannot accomplish doing this. So I've been talking to a lot of people in real life, and many of my friends have suggested that I try a GLP-1 medication. Now, I know you guys know that people have suggested a GLP-1 to me in the past, and I have absolutely gone, no. Right? Like, I wanted to do it all naturally. Part of the reason that I started this channel was so that other people could do keto and lose weight, and it would be free, and it would be easy, and it would be something that anybody could do, and it didn't cost money, and it didn't hurt, and it didn't have any side effects. It was just eat food, lose weight, right? That's what I want. But that's not gonna happen for me right now. And it has taken me a lot of soul searching to decide to try a GLP-1. The number one thing holding me back, I'm sure as you well can imagine, is money, because I have not even been doing my channel, which means I've been making zero money on YouTube. My husband already allowed me to spend $22,000 on a plastic surgery to have my loose skin removed. Thankfully, he has said nothing about me gaining weight back. That's a whole other video that shall probably be coming soon. I'm still paying for that. I am literally still paying for that. I could no longer make the payments, so I had to default it and go into like the low payment and remove, I don't even know, wrecking my credit. My credit is slaughtered. It's okay. That part is okay. I'm still glad I did that, just so you know. If you're asking, I am so glad I still did that, because even though I've gained so much weight back, my stomach is still relatively flat, and I still tuck my shirts in, and I still feel cute at, well, I'm not going to tell you my weight, but a lot of weight up. That was part of the reason why it was easier to gain weight too, though, because I was unable to see in the mirror what was going on. Okay, so there's my long intro to I'm back on YouTube and what I'm planning to do. I'm guessing that you probably have an inkling that I'm about to start a GLP-1 journey. I am. I finally decided that I needed some help. Just like with ADHD, and I needed help with my dopamine, apparently I have also need of help to convince my body to stop eating food and that it doesn't need food to regulate. I have tried to find something else that works and nothing works. So the only solution seems to be to take that away entirely from my brain. And that's what I'm hoping and crossing my fingers and praying the GLP-1 will do. I know that I can eat in a calorie deficit and lose weight. I've literally done it more than once. I know that I can get there, but my brain is literally so far in the no way zone that by the time I get there, I'm probably going to be on death's door. I can't afford that physically. I can't afford that mentally. So hard stop. I've got to do this. So let's talk about the regain. So back in July of 2021, I had my skin removal surgery. The month before I had my skin removal surgery, I was 174 pounds. I was 200 pounds weight loss. I was skinny, guys. I was tiny. I mean, I go back and look and my boobs were like this big. There was no boobs left. That's so sad, by the way. That's the only good thing about gaining weight back, can I just say. Gonna miss these babies when they go again, but that's okay. My waist was like a 27 inches. Like, it was insanely small. I had the surgery and swelled up immediately, and even after the swelling mostly went down, my waist had already gone up 10 inches. I don't know if it was because I closed the gap. I know I've talked about this on some of my other skin removal surgery videos, but having my muscles closed up, maybe that made it so I couldn't make the band so tight on my measuring tape. I don't know, but it was crazy, and I gained 30 pounds in 5 days, and only lost 10 of those when the swelling stopped. So just having the surgery alone, I gained 20 pounds back. I kept doing cuts. I kept staying keto. I was lazy keto in between the cuts. I thought I was doing really well. I felt like I was doing well. I still had confidence that I would be able to get back into the groove and that my weight would start going down. But it just didn't happen. The lowest I was able to hit, I think, was in January or February of 2022. I hit 187, and that was the lowest I hit since surgery. And then since then, it's been on a constant gain. By July of 2022, I had put on 22 more pounds. Let's get more confusing. I think that's correct. I don't know why I can't keep track of this. By July of 2023, I'd put on 14 more pounds. Then by January of 2024, I'd put on 12 more pounds in 6 months. And then 6 months till June of this year, so June or July of this year, I had put on 13 more pounds. And in the months of June, July, and half of August, so the last 2.5 months, I have put on 9.5 more pounds. So if you can see the progress there, it's getting worse, not better. And I'm starting to freak out. So at first I didn't really notice because my stomach, like I said, my stomach is very flat. And if I look at myself from the front, I look really good. I didn't even look at myself any other way. I just put my clothes on. I'm just doing my thing, staying, lazy keto. I mean, I was making videos during all that time. So you guys probably remember a lot of that. All of a sudden at the beginning of this year, when I was going through all the anxiety and stress, it became more difficult to go up and down the stairs. I started to notice to just get up and do things, and I started to get a little worried. I noticed that my clothes stopped fitting. Back in Christmas time, I bought myself a new wardrobe in like size 16 and 18, and I was like bummed, and I was like, whatever, but it's gonna be fine because I'm just gonna lose the weight again. And then those clothes started getting really tight. I remember I needed to look in the mirror to see if my hair looked good for something. I can't remember what it was. And I got a glance of my back, and I about had a heart attack. And I came and asked Dave, I'm like, why didn't you tell me my back is so big? Like, I didn't know because I couldn't see it, that my back rolls are just like rolls, like almost as bad as my front had been before my surgery. But I couldn't see that because it's on the back of me. And so I just didn't realize how bad it had gone. Then this last July, it was just a couple weeks ago, I went to a play. And I went to sit down. It was in a middle school. I went to sit down into the seats like I always do. I just, flopped down into the seat. And both of the side rails jabbed me in the hips and it hurt. And I was like, what? I was like, what fresh hell is this? I should probably not say hell, but I thought it. And I started freaking out. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't sit in the seats. And then same thing happened at the high school when I went to sophomore orientation for my daughter. And that's when I really started freaking out. During a lot of this year, I had been thinking about trying a GLP-1, but I just couldn't afford it. Let's be honest, I have no money. And so I was watching, luckily we have no kids in braces currently, and we didn't have any traumatic medical things happen this year. And so we were able to save up medical money on our HSA account. And in July, I finally had enough money to start GLP-1. But then I couldn't decide where to go or where to get it or who to ask. Or it just feels like there's just so many steps that were so overwhelming. And finally, I found basically the cheapest company online that wasn't make your own. Which, did you know that make your own is a thing? I may do that sometime in the future because it's cheaper, but there was no way I was doing that to begin with. It sounds so sketch. I mean, I'm feeling nervous about the shots as it is, getting them from the cheapest place, but it's taken 3 weeks to get them because this place is so overrun with orders. 2 of my really good friends have had great success using the Tirzepatide that's compounded with B6 that I'm going to be trying. I'm going to start at the 2.5 milligram dose. And since it took 3 weeks to get my medication, I've had a lot of time to think about it. I've had a lot of time to watch videos on what not to do and what to do. And a lot of people are just like, it's a crapshoot. It doesn't matter what you do. You're going to have a problem. And if you have a problem, you should do this. Probably you're not going to get through this without a problem. So good luck. And I'm like, oh my heck. Because second only to being so overweight that I can't walk, my second fear is nausea. I hate throwing up so much. That was the worst part about having skin removal surgery, were the days that I was so nauseated I couldn't lift my head off the pillow, and I'm just literally dreading it. I didn't have a lot of nausea during my pregnancies, or I wouldn't have had any babies. I'll tell you what, it is nausea. I'm so scared. Also, a little nervous about constipation, especially because I am apparently a fail at putting fiber into my diet because I have spent so many years keto. I don't even know how to do that. Protein, I got that down. As you well know, I'm the queen of protein. I got that down. But fiber? No idea. Every day that I've been trying to track to see where I'm at, what I'm choosing to eat right now, and my protein is abysmally low. It's 90. I'm used to hitting 120 to 170, and I'm like, oh girl. And then my carbs are obviously way high, but that's because I've gone back to eating, of course, rice and popcorn and all the things because it's cheap and we're poor. I mean, I'm just being honest. Oh, well, I always get a little too honest the further into these videos we go. As you guys, if you're new here, welcome to my world. Yeah. So anyway, The things that I'm nervous about, number one thing I'm most nervous about with starting a GLP-1 is that it won't work, right? Like, of course, because what if you go through all of this and you don't lose weight? What if it doesn't help me to get back on track? What if it doesn't help me to go start tracking my food and eating healthy and exercising and all the things I should do? What if it doesn't work? Then what? I'm scared. I think part of the reason I couldn't get my head back in the game on keto was because it seems like whenever I would do the mini cuts, they wouldn't work. And so I was afraid if I really jumped in, that it still wouldn't work and I would just spend all this time eating nothing and I would be left still fat. Part of that was that. I think mental thing that I'm fighting is that it won't work. The second thing I'm most afraid of is nausea. We already talked about that. And then, of course, the other side effects, constipation and fatigue and other various random things, diarrhea, stomach cramping, headaches, you name it, it's on the list. Medications make me so nervous, and lately my medication journey has not been awesome. The 2 anxiety medications I tried gave me terrible side effects. One I was greatly allergic to, and I tried a hormone medication back in October of last year so that I could delay my period while I went on a trip with my husband, which got canceled by the hurricane, by the way. Never got to go to Florida. And then I had a horrible allergic reaction that made my face swell up like Quasimodo and made my skin peel off. So I'm nervous that I'll have the first injection and I'll have some horrible allergic reaction and then I still can't even use it and I'm back to square one and I don't know what I will do. So I'm scared. Okay, so some of the things that I have purchased for fighting off the side effects. Of course, I know about electrolytes. I've got my Soleil water made up. I never stopped taking Soleil water, so I still have my Soleil water. I've got my potassium, that's my no salt in case I get muscle cramping. I've got my magnesium. I take glycinate, but I probably will need to get another one just in case if I have any constipation issues, which I never really had on keto because I was so good at taking my electrolytes. So I'm hoping that that will help. I know that's not entirely everything when your digestion is slowed down. One thing I didn't really realize about GLP-1 is that it slows down your digestion. I thought it just turned off like the hunger receptors, but it turns off the hunger receptors. It just makes your food undesirable and it slows down your digestion, which means you can't eat things, very greasy things or full whatever, like yummy things, because then you will be sick. So I'm nervous about that. I don't eat a lot of greasy things, thank goodness. I didn't eat a lot of French fries or fast food because I'm literally allergic to gluten and it's in everything, so I can only eat at home. So I've gained all this weight without fast food. I can't even imagine what I would have gained if I had been going to a fast food place all the time. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're not thinking about how much weight I've gained anymore. Did I ever tell you how much weight I gained? I did not. Wow. I don't want to admit it. Did you guys do the math on all that? No, it was so convoluted. I bet you didn't even do the math. Okay, it's 90 pounds, guys. 90 pounds. It's not 100 up, but it's 90 pounds gained, okay? 90 pounds in 4 years. Hey, and the last time I gained 90 pounds that fast, like it was way faster than that. So I'm learning stuff. I'm still working on it. I'm still trying to make changes that will help my brain and help me and all of the things. Okay, so back. Supplements. Wow, ADHD. If you don't think I have ADHD, like look at me going in tangent. There she goes. She's gone. You don't know what she's talking about no more. Number one thing I bought, fiber gummies. There's not enough fiber. There's like freaking 4 grams of fiber in 2 of these things. They taste okay, but I don't want to eat like a whole jar of these to like go to the bathroom. They're gluten-free. They do have sugar in them. So, yeah. Fiber gummies. Another thing I got was Senna, because it works really good for my daughter who has constipation issues. And I don't want to take Miralax, even though I do have it, because my daughter had issues with it making her like have psychosis. And I don't need any more psychosis, if you know what I'm saying. Is that all I have over here? I'm not capable of making a short video. I found it. Okay. I haven't even opened this one. Okay. I bought this on the recommendation of a YouTuber. Oh, it is Triquetra Bioactive Vitamin B12. It's got L-methylfolate cofactor. And then I saw someone say that B12 can make you feel nauseated, and so then I didn't dare to take it. So I haven't opened it yet because this is supposed to help you if you're fatigued. So I don't know if I'm going to take it or not, but I bought it. This one I was able to get with my medical HSA off of this website, like ordering it from Triquetra. By saying I was severely fatigued. They got it to go through. And then, of course, I have my Ritual vitamins, and also I take a vitamin D supplement in addition to this, but this has like K2 and vitamin D and all the things because I don't want to lose my bone density. I've never stopped taking these. I've been taking these for like years. Love them. No, I don't have any arrangement with them either. I should, but I don't. I don't have any arrangement with anybody but Built Bars, which I will be buying some Built Bars, even though they stopped making the good ones and they only make the stupid puffs, which I don't like. But whatever. I need some protein bars. I don't know what I'm going to do. I haven't bought any protein bars or shakes or anything. I probably should get some keto chow. I am not fully prepared. I think for tomorrow, because I know I probably won't be feeling that great anyway, I'm just going to pick up some cottage cheese and some fruit because I know that usually will go down even if I'm not feeling that great. We're going to start with that. And I do have some Premier protein powder and some, of course, Greek yogurt. It's been a while since I made a video, so I haven't said anything. Okay, so for nausea, I got a prescription on wisp.com for Zofran. So I was able to get that without having to go see the doctor or whatever. And you probably can too. I don't know. But I did. And I've got that and I can get more of it as needed. So that's good. I've got 2 of those ready that I've gotten over the past couple of months for other things that I just happen to have on hand. Okay, and then I got these because I figure I'll probably need them for like cleaning the needles and stuff. I don't know. But someone also told me that if you carry some of these around in your purse and you start to get nauseated, if you just open that and sniff them, it'll take away the nausea. So I hate the smell of these, but I'm willing to try it because the smell of these isn't as gross as throwing up. So, and that's where I'm at. So my medication is on its way. I keep checking my phone. I keep looking over and over and over to see. They keep messaging me. It's so funny. Like the customer service, like you ask them a question, but then they message me back and say like, do you need anything else? After they never even answered the question. So I get the idea that this place isn't the best at customer service either. I'm like, I asked them so many things they've never actually answered me, but whatever. It doesn't matter because the medication is now almost here. Let's see. It says it's been saying out for delivery since 9:16 a.m. It's supposed to arrive before 7 p.m. I've watched so many videos on like where to inject and when to inject and how, whether to microdose or whatever. I think I've decided that I'm going to inject in the numb part of my belly that's still numb from the surgery. Though I am kind of nervous because I don't have as much belly fat there. And I'm wondering if that will cause a problem. Like if you inject it into muscle instead of fat. I would say comment below if you know. But it's too late. I already did it. So I'm just gonna stand there and I'm gonna shoot myself somewhere and it's gonna go somewhere and I don't know where. And I know I'm just gonna rotate spots. I mean, I got plenty of room here, guys. Like, yeah, you ain't kidding, right? I can do my arm, I can do my thighs, I can do my booty. I don't even know if booty's a thing. I don't know. Guys, I have no idea. I don't even know what the needles look like. I don't even know if they're coming in a pen. I know zero about giving shots. I am not excited. I do not know what to do, but I'm going to figure it out. So that's my plan, is to just do the 2.5 milligrams, the recommended dose. If I have terrible, horrible nausea that I cannot stand, then next week I will probably split the dose in half and do like half on Tuesday and half on Friday, or half on Tuesday and half on Saturday. See how that goes. Crossing my fingers I don't have any bad things happening to me because I really, really don't want to. But this week is a week of rest-ish. I'm mostly ready. My kids are going back to school. I've got all my homeschool stuff ready to go. And hopefully I'll have time to like see if this is going to be rough or not before I have to actually go into doing my crazy again. So it's a good timing. I'm glad it came. I'm glad that it took 3 weeks to get to me, because then I had time to research it, to really think about it, decide what I'm going to do, and to like learn that that I should stay on the 2.5 milligram dose if it's working for as long as humanly possible. Like, I've learned some stuff because I've had a lot of time to think about it, and I have a lot of time to wait. Now, waiting is not fun, but I feel like it was beneficial to me in this instance, partially also because they're going to recharge my card again for the next 3 months in like October, and I'll have like not used it all. So I won't have to stress if it takes time to get the second batch, because I'll still have the first batch going on. At least that's what I'm hoping. Dave has talked about possibly doing it. So if he decides to do it, we might order his today, and then like he can use some of mine. I don't know. There's so many things in here. Pew. And that's what makes me fun, right? That's what makes my channel so freaking interesting, because I say everything that comes to mind. And sometimes it's annoying, and sometimes it's not. And that's why you know I'm autistic, because sometimes I forget to be socially aware. That's more accurate. All right. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Hope you can find some clarity with me. Hope you'll stick around for my journey. Freaking hope. Please, 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 Lord above, please let this work and let me lose weight. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Follow me from the past into the future. We don't need any bags or any pastors. Let's be in the present. I don't wanna sweat it. I just wanna start all over. Just wanna start all over.